Hi, welcome to the Briones Pickleball Podcast. My name is Jordan Briones, your host, and this is the very first official Briones Pickleball Podcast 001. And today with me, I have a special announcement. My co-host, Caden Nemoff.
What? Let's go. Thanks for having me, Jordan.
Yeah. So Caden is a head teaching pro at Legacy Sports, also known as Bell Bank Park here in Arizona. And actually, Caden, we've known each other quite a while.
Yeah, probably my whole life, actually.
And we both ended up in Arizona.
Crazy how that works, huh?
So, in this podcast, we will make sure to let you know about all the pickleball news, upcoming tournaments. We'll be doing tournament recaps, maybe fantasy drafts, talk about that, pickleball news. And of course, as this channel is about teaching you how to play better pickleball, we will also be talking pickleball strategy and technique and things like that. So make sure you stay tuned on every podcast and as they come out, and you'll be learning a lot with us. Again, like I said, me and Caden met quite a while ago, and now we are at a point where we're both teaching pickleball full time. So it's pretty cool. It comes full circle. Caden, what about maybe a quick summary of who you are? And
So as Jordan introduced me, my name is Caden Nemoff. I am born and raised in San Francisco, California. I'm not going to lie, Arizona weather is on a whole nother level compared to San Francisco, but loving it so far. It's way colder than I thought it would be, but it's okay. I come from a baseball background, so just coming into pickleball, I just wanted to hit everything super hard, and my goal was to just hit the back of the fence every time. And obviously now that I play pickleball professionally, it's a slightly different goal, but love baseball, love football, love basketball, love sports in general, but I also am kind of an art geek. I love music. I grew up singing.
Right.
I never really had a day off as a kid. I was always doing extra curricular activities after school, but I was doing music and I was doing sports, whether it was golf or baseball. And my dad just stumbled upon pickleball because of you and your dad, because obviously, tennis buddies back in the day.
Yeah, so fun fact, my father and his father played tennis back in the day, and they knew each other growing up, so that's how we are connected, coming full circle, and it's really cool now. And go ahead.
It's crazy how this works. I mean, I used to see you at my house growing up as a kid every day, and then obviously I didn't see you for a little bit, and then like 10 years later, I was in my teenage years, and you were a man who was married and like full on board with pickleball, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I was like, I can get behind this. I think honestly, once I saw you playing pickleball, that's when I was like, okay, I will consider playing pickleball.
Actually, it'd be a good story. How do you remember that first time you went, or was it with your dad, or what happened?
Well, yeah, so I went with my dad, but oh my God, I think my dad tried to get me to play for like 3 or 4 months before I actually went out. And it was the first time my dad went was like right after he had his surgery on his left arm, and he went through the whole sickness thing. So he was in pretty bad shape, but like, my dad, he is the last person to just say, oh, I want to lay in bed and do nothing today. So of course, with a banged up arm and, a terrible mindset and mentality, he just said, whatever, I'm going to drive to Walnut Creek today and go play some pickleball with Batong.
Yeah.
and just freaking fell in love with it. And of course was just badgering me day and night about coming to play pickleball with him. And I was like, I'm in high school. I play baseball. I am not playing a sport called pickleball. Like, I am not trying to get bullied here. Okay. Like,
don't get bullied.
Exactly. You know, I was like, this name is just, it's not it. It's not it. And
it doesn't attract the ladies if you say
that's what I'm saying.
I'm a pickleball player.
You know, yeah. Hey guys, I'm a pickleball player. You know, that just doesn't sound great coming out of the mouth. But now that I play pickleball, I love the name of pickleball. I think it's super, super different and super cool. But yeah, when I went out the first time, I think
wasn't in Concord or
no, it was Walnut Creek. It was at Rutgers Park.
Okay, so Walnut Creek, California.
Mm-hmm. And
was I there? Not there.
I want to say you were. I'm pretty sure you were, because I remember my dad being like, "Oh look, Jordan's playing over there," and you were playing with Dave Wage, and there was that lefty guy. I don't remember his name, but he was pretty good.
Okay.
And of course, like once I saw you playing, I was kind of like, okay, well, I guess this sport could be kind of cool if Jordan's playing it. And obviously, I didn't get to play with you until probably like 5 or 6 months after.
Yeah, I was the youngest probably player there.
Yeah.
Right. This was like what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe?
5 years. Yeah.
And then
2017.
when you went on the court, you were the youngest.
Yeah. Right. Well, I was like the kid. I mean, there were no other kids, and except for like the couple times that your dad brought Christian out.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think Christian was that into it. I think he was just coming out for whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny, man. Like every Saturday I was waking up my dad was waking me up at 6 o'clock in the morning to drive to Walnut Creek to play pickleball. And I was usually getting kicked off the courts by Glenn Lucy and getting kicked off to go play with like 70-year-old ladies. And it was,
really?
I think that was like one of like the first encounters I ever had with Glenn Lucy.
Oh,
was just him being like, "Hey buddy, I'm going to take your spot here. You can go play over there." And I was like, who the heck is this guy? And of course, like now, like, you know, love him. Call him Uncle Glenny.
Uncle Glenny.
That's right.
All right. So you're teaching full time now.
Yeah.
Playing on the APP and PPA.
Yes, sir.
How many tournaments are you playing this year?
So I have 12 lined up already, between APP and PPA.
Okay.
I love both tours. So I'm really excited for this year, just because this is going to be kind of my first year where I'm really going to be able to get out there more and play more tournaments. I find that at a certain level, the best way to gain experience and keep getting better is to just keep playing tournaments.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm trying to put in as much work as possible with, you know, playing pickleball professionally. But I think right now, like, all I really want to do is just travel and play tournaments, and I'm super excited for it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good year for you coming up. So yeah, that's Caden Nemoff again. Make sure you follow us on this podcast. We're going to be talking a lot of pickleball. You're not going to want to miss anything here. So make sure you subscribe. And let's jump right into the MLP. So the MLP in Mesa.
Yep.
Just finished. Okay, so the recording of this video just finished a couple of days ago, and we have the results are in. And yeah, let's just talk a little bit about Major League Pickleball. We know that there are huge investors, LeBron James, Tom Brady, a lot of other celebrities that are investing in the sport. And to be quite honest, I actually didn't follow MLP that closely the past few years. I did watch some highlights, but overall thoughts about MLP for you, Caden?
Well, can I just say really quickly that the setup for MLP was incredible. So obviously I work at Legacy, and MLP was hosted at Legacy this last week. And I mean, these guys were there like a week and a half prior, just setting up,
Wow.
just taking measurements, just making sure everything was perfect for their event. And honestly, one thing that my dad's always taught me in life is you can't take shortcuts, and if you try and make money too soon, you're going to end up failing. So for these guys to just go out there and say, oh, well, there's a chip on this court, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to fix it. We're just going to fix it, or like we're going to find a way to fix it, and like
Wow.
it was honestly just incredible how they set everything up and got everything prepared in time for the tournament, because that's not an easy event. Like they had a lot to set up.
So maybe out of all tournaments that you've ever been a part of, this is probably the best, what can you call it, organized or ran?
I would say the best organized for sure.
Okay.
I mean, we've had the PPA and the APP both at Legacy, and I mean, they're great. It's never any shade, but I mean, the MLP was just on another level.
Okay, speaking of another level, like I said, I haven't been following it too closely, but we will be now. My wife Katrina actually bought us some tickets and to the MLP.
Ooh.
On Friday, I believe it was Friday.
Yeah.
I think it was the quarters or semis. So I have a very busy schedule, so I wasn't even really thinking about it too much, but showed up, and I'll tell you what, I was impressed.
Oh yeah.
I've never been to any pickleball tournament quite like that. I would say it's very close. If you know tennis at all, it's very, very close to kind of college tennis. The hype, there's a lot of the team atmosphere. We'll go into kind of how MLP, the formatting and everything is, but basically there was a draft, and players are picked in a snake draft.
Yep.
Going up and back, and it just makes it really exciting. I think most tournaments, PPA, APP, all these tournaments we follow, we see pretty much the same partnerships all year long. And this is just a really, really nice switch up, and just the energy in general. Okay. Going into this, I was blown away about how exciting it actually was.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is like you're playing for a team, it's not just you versus yourself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in a tournament where, I go play singles, once I get my first loss, I'm like, shoot, but for a team, you get that first loss and it's like, well, shoot, I still have people that I have to play for. So I think it's super cool, right? Like, I mean, as a baseball player and as like a team baseball player, you get like, I love it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, it was ridiculously awesome. And just format wise, MLP, there are two different not leagues, but two different sides. We got the Premier and the Challenger, and 12 teams on each. They're all separated into pools, and then they play to the championship. And the way it's set up is you have to win three out of four.
Right.
3 out of 4 games. And they set up, I think it's women's first.
Right.
Women's doubles. Then they go men's doubles.
Yep.
Then mixed doubles.
2 matches of mixed doubles.
And then another mixed doubles. And then what happens is the most exciting part, I think, of MLP is when it's tied 2-2 there, we go to a Dreambreaker. And Caden, why don't you explain what a Dreambreaker is?
Ooh, it just crushes dreams. But honestly, it's super cool how they do it. So like Jordan said, if it's tied 2-2 between the women's doubles, men's doubles, and the mixed doubles, they go into a singles match. So same scoring, same exact things go, but now it's 1v1 and each player plays 4 points on that team. And it's super cool.
Yeah, so one thing that we see is different matchups, and you may even see women versus men. It's really exciting. I think strategically, I think teams are going to get a little bit better at matching them up, because you end up playing the same person as it goes around.
Right.
So let's say there's 4 players on one team, 4 players on another team. The first player will play the first,
Right.
second. And I think I asked somebody about how they do their picks, because they can, I think one team kind of, picks their lineup.
Yep.
And then the other team gets to kind of, reflect that, or they get to.
Oh, really? So, okay. So I thought that you have to submit a lineup and that's what goes.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to definitely get some info on that.
Yeah.
But it's really, really exciting. Let's go over the winners of both sides, or both leagues here. So the challengers, again, there's Premier MLP, and then there's the Challenger MLP. So it all happens in the same place, but they play within their leagues. And so the Premier, that is the one where everyone has got drafted.
Right.
And then actually the Challengers, I think players from all over the country submitted applications to be part of it.
Yep.
And they were picked that way.
Yeah, right.
So yes, so I'm gonna bring up on the screen here. We'll start with the Challengers.
Yeah, let's do it.
And here we go. We got Iwa, I hope I say this right. Radzikowska, Rachel Summers, Pablo Tellez, and Christian Alshon. This was I think their energy and everything was really good. Honestly, the ladies, I don't know too much about. I know about Christian because he started a YouTube channel, started vlogging and things like that, and he has done really, really well in singles against some top players. Tweener King, self-proclaimed. Yeah, what do you think about the winning Challenger team?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I actually got to see this team play a little bit, and they actually looked pretty damn good. Now, right before I left watching them play, I did watch Iwa miss a big serve on like 1918. But besides that, she was playing really, really well. Christian Alshon, that guy is freaking good.
Yeah.
That guy's really freaking good. I mean, I just played him at PPA Masters. He gave me the beat down.
Yeah, he's a super, super high level tennis player, and I think we hope to have him on the podcast soon. But definitely, as tennis players come in, singles, singles strategy, singles, they usually are very, very quick to learn the game. I think his doubles game is getting better.
100%. He still, I actually played with him last week. He still likes to speed a lot of things up.
Yeah.
But when your hands are good and you're super freaking athletic, I mean, he's going to get away with it. And he's actually pretty deceptive too. Like he hides it pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think his singles game is on another level compared to his doubles game.
Yep.
But his his singles game, it's so
Yeah, he covers a lot.
looking.
Yeah, he covers a lot of court. Great ground strokes, great anticipation, super long. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his doubles game develops throughout the year. What about Pablo? What do you know about him?
Pablo's a beast. I actually haven't played against him in tournament, but obviously we've been at the same tournaments a few times over the last couple of years. Super nice guy. I honestly, I hope I can persuade him to give me some Spanish lessons, because Spanish is sick. Spanish is sick. But as a player, he's also he's a beast. He's such a beast. He's a lefty. So like playing him in singles would be super weird for me, because like I would want to return down the line and it would just be to his forehand.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's a stud.
Yeah, so definitely a tennis player. I'm almost 100% certain. Same thing with Iwa, and I hope I'm saying that right. Rachel, I don't know too much about, but I saw both of them play the women's doubles, and I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, great all-around game from both of them, great defense. And yeah, I just saw a lot of great things, and obviously we saw the results.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, this team right here, I mean, including the ladies, they're going to get some hype, They're going to be
They're going to get picked up
talk
real
of the
soon.
town. Talk of the town.
Okay. So, that was the Challenger, and now we can look at the Premier MLP League, and the 4 Premier, the Mad Drops. Okay, so what we got here,
Los Angeles Mad Drops.
yeah, we got Thomas Wilson, Julian Arnold, Irina Tereshchenko, and Catherine Peranto. I don't think it was a huge surprise. There's just a lot of talent here, and there's a lot of. I don't think anyone could have really predicted the winner for sure. But again, what I see strong in that team, and honestly, let's just talk about Julian Arnold. For me,
MVP.
He's probably the MVP.
Dude played lights out this last weekend.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, lights out. The thing about Julian is obviously great singles player. He's been in some finals against Ben, and I think maybe a couple others. And to be honest, his doubles game has come far along.
Dude's a stud.
So actually, when we played him in the APP.
Oh, we did.
Remember?
You're right. We played him and Rob Cassidy.
Him and Rob Cassidy.
Yeah.
Final score was 10-15. We lost that one.
We did.
We tried to come back there. But honestly, even his game from then for sure has skyrocketed to me.
Another level for sure.
Another level. So he's definitely been working on his game. I think he's in Texas, right? Or no? Am I totally off? I just see him at Dreamland playing sometimes, so maybe I just assume.
You could be right. Honestly, I think you are right. He was living in San Luis Obispo before kind of he really started to take pickleball to his full-time thing, but Texas sounds right. I think you're spot on.
So don't quote me on that, but Julian, again, singles, mixed. We've actually when I started to see even his improvement in mix is when I saw, I don't know what tournament that was, but when he was playing with Jesse Irvin.
Oh, in North Carolina?
Yeah, it was just, PPA. It was that's when I think he really broke out and figured out the mix game because he's very aggressive. Thomas Wilson.
Stud.
Another stud. I think his game is skyrocketed, honestly.
Can I be honest?
Go ahead.
That carbon he uses, insane.
CRBN.
Yep.
You got the new one. I think it's the 1X or 2X.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's what's making him a better player, but I mean, obviously that helps him out.
Yeah,
and
he definitely feels comfortable with that.
Fits him well.
Catherine,
solid.
No surprise there. She's a top women's player in singles, doubles, mix. So she just played solid all along through the MLP. I mean, solid drops, good counters. I think she attacked at perfect times.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Irina Tereshchenko.
You mean the GOAT of MLP?
The GOAT of MLP. So actually, Irina, so there's been 5 MLPs so far, and she has been on the winning team of 4 of them.
Yeah.
So it's basically 4 out of 5 championships. She finds herself, with the right players, and I honestly think, because I've seen her game, PPAs and APPs, and maybe it's not the right partnerships or whatever, but MLP, she steps it up. So
I don't know what it is, but if I were a team owner, I'm trading for Irina Tereshchenko. I'm trading. I would trade my Ford Focus.
Let's
for Irina Tereshchenko.
Let's see some trades. Actually, as the MLP kind of develops, it'll be interesting to get into trades and see how that kind of happens. But yeah, congratulations to the Mad Drops at the premier level. I think that's super cool. I'm actually super stoked for the next one, next MLP. We'll see if they could keep it going. Yeah.
Well, Drew Breeze is the owner, or is one of the owners of the Mad Drops. I actually saw him out there.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. I mean, obviously, if he's a football player, you better be a big guy. But I also saw Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep.
Bigger guy. I mean, that guy is huge.
Yeah. So Larry from the Arizona Cardinals, I believe.
Yeah, long
here
time wide receiver
in town. And I saw Gary V was out there.
Yep.
Super big in the the business entrepreneurship side. Who else did? Any other celebs?
I know there were some other celebs there. I don't know.
Yeah.
If I can share that.
Okay. Top secret. All right.
Top secret.
All right. So now let's jump into kind of let's just talk about the format, rally scoring, and kind of like the Dreambreaker and MLP, because I think it's just really exciting. Like I said, I went to this event with zero expectations because honestly, I was just busy. And I showed up, it was hyped. People were yelling and screaming. And the team atmosphere, again, was just something on another level. I had a friend sitting next to me, and he actually said, actually like, good point. But he said, you know what? I may not go live and watch a regular like PPA or APP match again because you're just not going to get the same energy.
It's true. I mean, the team, like I said, the team event just brings something out of you.
Yeah, and kind of like, I mean, I watch a lot of basketball. Kind of like how people are swinging the towels like after. I mean, especially when it gets tight. I mean, players are running on the court. It's nuts. You got the music going. But anyway, so it's rally scoring. For those of you, I know this is a huge controversy as well.
Yeah.
And just a side note, I was at the MLP in between matches. Someone asked me to play a rec game. So I was just there. I had my paddle. Hey, I wanted to hit a little bit. So, and then they were like, we started playing the game, and then it was like, oh no, we're playing MLP rules.
Oh my God.
We're here. I was like, okay.
They like the pros,
so
baby.
It was, I actually never did that. And I thought it was confusing, the scoring for me, for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But after that, it actually
easy as heck, huh?
It actually made sense. And maybe we can talk about that in depth on another episode. But, yeah, the rally scoring was cool. And then we played with the freeze.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that. So yeah, so format for MLP scoring, it's rally scoring, and you actually, like in regular scoring, after you score, you switch sides and go from your left to your right or your right to the left. The so MLP, you stay on your side, and let's say you are on the even side and you serve and you guys win the point. Then your partner on the odd side will serve from that side. So it actually eliminates switching, and it keeps it very, very simple, actually. And yes, of course, the advantage, I guess we'll call it, is taken away from the returning team, because in a sense, it's taken away, but you can score every single time. But what do you think? Initial, just quick thoughts about rally scoring.
I think it's really cool, actually. And even as like an instructor, like teaching the sport, like I can't tell you how difficult at times it is to teach regular scoring to like my beginners. Yeah. So I think personally, like if I could teach rally scoring, it would make my life so much easier.
It's actually funny because a lot of people or players that I've kind of like, hey, I want to show you this game, and brought them out. It's like, I like don't even tell them the score. Like, just you'll get scoring later.
Right.
But let's just play. Let me just teach you some strategy stuff, shot selection stuff. But to your point, it actually is way easier to keep track. And I just did not, before MLP, I did not know that.
Yeah. No, it can be a little confusing at first, but like you said, all you need is 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go into that. So rally scoring, then the Dreambreaker, or actually let's talk about the freeze first. So for MLP, again, when a team, so it's rally scoring to 21 points.
Yep.
And I don't know when they switch sides. Is it at 11 or 15 or when
I think it's 11, but I think the cool thing about rally scoring is how once you get to 20, So you can't score a point until you serve.
Yeah, so let's say both teams are battling it out and the score is 15-20, and then let's say the team with 15 is serving, right? They serve and they lose the rally, they lose a point. In reality, they would get 21, the other team to win, but the freeze happens when a team gets to 20 and you have to win on your serve.
Right.
I know it could be a little confusing, but when you watch it just for a little bit, you'll understand. And then once the other team gets to 18, they have to win on their serve too. Yeah. So there's a little bit moving parts on kind of the scoring. But what do you think about that, Caden? And I mean, would you change anything?
I don't know if I'd change anything. Personally, I look at this format, and I mean, I'm sure there's always room for adjustment, but I think it's pretty cool, especially with the freeze. Because once you get to 20, I mean, it can be 20-12, and all this other team has to do is side you out, and now it's going to be 20-18.
I know.
You know what I mean? I mean, you could go on a horrible break of just like not being able to score a point on your serve.
Yeah, and we see that in pickleball a lot, right? Just regular scoring where teams side out, side out, they can't score. So it's a huge, again, I think it's exciting for the fans, for the game. The game gets closer, and for those of you that kind of hate that concept, this game is growing, it's expanding on all sports. I think it's
changing, it's evolving.
There's different ways of scoring, college sports versus professional sports. There's a lot of different things. I actually like it. If I were to change anything, I don't know. To me, I'm the kind of guy like, let's just keep it simple. I think maybe just rally scoring in general.
Yeah.
Just no freeze, or I say rally scoring. Rally scoring, freeze at 20.
Right.
But no freeze for the other team. They could just catch back up.
Really?
Yeah, it's because, I don't know. I say, like, you got to close it out to me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're up 20, 15, you got to close that thing out. I don't know. So that's just me. So let's talk about some of the controversies that happened during MLP. We will start with the line call controversy. So if you didn't watch the MLP live or hear about it or read about it, what happened there with the line call there?
So it was a mixed doubles match. It was Greg Dow and Sierra Gayton Leach versus Olivia McMillan and Rob Cassidy.
Okay.
Pretty tight game. This was to go to the championship. So these matches mattered.
But Rob Cassidy and whoever he was playing with, they were up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they were up.
Yes. But there was one play where Rob had hit an overhead, and originally it was called out by the partner, by Greg's partner, and he overruled it and ended up using his challenge to see if it was in.
Wait, so who used the challenge?
Greg used a challenge on his own team. Okay. Basically, after his teammate called it out, he challenged it to see if it was in, and it was in, so he lost his challenge.
So
he basically overruled his own teammate.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Right?
Okay, so Dow's playing. There was just a smash to his side.
Right.
And it was called out by his partner.
Right. Sierra called it out.
And he challenged it.
Yep, out of good sportsmanship.
To question, hey, right. Okay.
He's like, I thought it was in, like,
interesting.
You know what? But like, so he challenged it. It got overturned. They lost their challenge.
Why didn't Rob's team just challenge that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because I think.
What I mean?
Well, yeah. So I think Greg, out of just like good sportsmanship, was like, oh well, I'm gonna be honest here. Like, I think it was in.
Wow.
But like,
okay.
Because it was called out and it was already scored, like he challenged it for them, which it's really nice. And honestly, like I've met Greg, I met Greg last year in May or June. Dude's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
I really like Greg Dow. He's a really, really nice guy, but also just a really good pickleball player as well. But right after that, Greg hit an overhead that Rob called out.
Okay, so I saw this morning.
Right.
So there was an overhead that now Dow hit really hard. It was honestly in real time, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Can't tell. On the slow-mo replay, it looked in, but it can't be confirmed. But anyways, what happened?
Yeah, so one thing I actually didn't know until I watched the video was that challenges are only allowed if the team captain allows it, right? So Rob calls it out.
Yeah, the team captain of your team.
Correct.
So it's like kind of like the coach has to challenge.
Right.
Not the team. The team captain is the one that's not playing, right?
Well, no, they're playing. Like you could have a team captain or a coach.
Okay. All right.
I don't think Rob and Michelle and Spencer and Olivia's team had a coach. I think they were just a team.
I thought everyone had. That's interesting. I don't know if everyone has a coach or not, but yeah, go ahead.
But I know they had a water boy. It was Will Schaefer. Good kid.
Shout out to Will.
Yeah. But basically, Greg hits his overhead.
Yeah.
Rob calls it out. Now, I mean, Greg was pretty upset by the call.
Yeah, initial reaction.
It's a match point, right? I mean, you hit an overhead winner, and they call it out. I mean,
well, it wasn't their match point. They were creeping back up.
Right. Yeah, right. But if I were Greg, I would have been furious.
Yeah,
I would have been possibly losing my mind. Not actually, but I mean, I would have been pretty shocked.
So it was close, and then they had a challenge left.
Right. So so Rob's team had a challenge, and basically was like, it's out, but like I guess I could challenge it, right? Yeah. You actually hear in the video that Rob says, "I'm being overruled by my coach and team captain."
Oh, to not challenge.
And
to be honest, like I don't know how I feel about the whole overruling and all that, but hey, if you see a ball out in a tournament, you call it, and the call stands for the most part, unless slow-mo replay comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people I think pickleball will take its next step to stardom is when we start to get full body, like full court camera access for lines.
Yeah, so eagle eye.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. I mean, here's the thing, right? Is you have people who are good sports, and you have people who are out there to win. And here's my thing: I respect both of them, because you know what? I love winning, but I also love being a good sport and playing the game the right way.
Yeah.
Right. So personally, if it's close, if I'm me, I probably would give it to you. Right.
Yeah.
But you also, I mean, if you're up 20-19, right, and you're going off of your gut and you think you see it out.
Yeah. Hey, you make the call and just let whatever happens happen.
I don't think anyone's trying to cheat out there. I think they're playing those lines close.
Yep, they're playing them close. And you know what? Sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. So that was a line call. Let's get to split step gate, huh?
Ooh. Oh, poor James, man. I feel bad for that guy.
So James Ignatowicz, is that how you say his name?
Ignatowicz, yeah.
Yeah, Ignatowicz. So another Selkirk sponsored player. Really nice guy. Hope to have him on the pod. So I first saw this on Facebook because I wasn't there. And saw a video of him. I don't know if he returned it or no, it was his partner dropped the ball. Hit a third shot drop.
Oh, yeah.
So James is on the baseline. His partner hits a third shot drop. He comes in, and to me, he hits a routine tennis split step.
Yep.
I mean, he gets a little bit, off the ground.
Right.
And then there's like 2 or 3 balls that go by like dinks.
Right.
And then there's just like, the ref is just fault. And it's actually just the funniest. It's actually the funniest video because you can see as soon as they realize like the ref called a fault on a split step. I mean, Anna Lee, you can just see everyone
losing their mind.
Throw their head back.
Yeah.
I think James drops to his knees. It's actually a pretty funny video. So check it out. So on an aggressive split step, a fault was called, and I think it was overturned.
It was,
thankfully. Okay, but
yes.
what do you think about that whole scenario?
I mean, if you look at the rule book, it says like hindrance can be called for stomping.
Yeah,
or like
stomping.
any non-pickleball related motion, but like that's a split step.
Yeah,
I mean, whether there was a stomp or not, it's not like he was stomping his feet like he was marching. It was a split step. It was a full pickleball related move that is absolutely okay.
Yeah, and I commented on a post on Facebook, and I was like, because there was a huge thread about this, and to me, obviously, I'm on the camp like that's ridiculous, but
right.
to me, poaching, faking, doing anything like that in the game is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I would say, I guess if someone was like literally like stomping on the ground like multiple times during a point, that would be kind of weird and distracting. Or if someone was banging their paddle on the ground.
Right.
But like even, again, it's so gray area, and hopefully they look into this. But like, to me, I even like waving your paddle around or faking that, to me, that's totally fine. If you're gonna do that, you got to concentrate on your shot.
Exactly. It's legal. If I'm where James is standing and my partner's hitting the third shot drop and I go like this, you're going to call a fault on me? No, you can't, because I'm making a pickleball move.
Yeah.
Right? I'm faking, and I'm trying to, I tell my students this all the time. Add pressure if you're not getting the ball.
Yep.
You know, there's ways that you can sort of scare people on the court by just making a little fake to the right or a fake to the left. You know, like you're going to make a play on the ball.
Yeah.
You know, it gets in people's heads. So like,
So faking with body movements, I have no problem with. I think it's a ridiculous call. I'm just happy that got overturned. Obviously, audibly, like if someone's yelling or whatever, obviously that's a different issue. But that was just.
Well, then did you see the hindrance that was called on the coach of the Fives? Or no, I'm sorry, the owner of the Fives.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. So it was a tight match between the Fives and the Shock.
Okay. And he yelled or something.
Before the point was over.
He yelled before the point is over. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I know in tennis that can happen, but it's so loud in there anyways. What's interesting, kind of like, it's actually very similar to tennis. It's actually really cool. So at MLP, got the bleachers, everyone's going crazy.
Yeah.
17, 14, and then they serve, and then it goes pin drop. No, seriously, it's like quiet.
I know.
And you got to expect like things to get rowdy, like when there's really good gets, or there's something like, right. Like people, so I don't know what I feel about someone yelling during the point. I would, man, just to keep it simple and out of the gray area, I would just say, hey, concentrate until that ball lands 2 times.
For sure. I mean, here's the thing is, Eric's not the type of person to start something like that.
That's the owner you're talking about, right?
No, Eric Lang, sorry.
Oh, Eric Lang.
Player for the Shock.
Oh, okay.
He's not a guy that would be upset about something like that, because I personally think Eric's a super nice guy.
Oh, he's great.
But in that intense of a match, I'd probably be saying the same thing. Like, oh, that guy said something. You know, like I'd rat him out. You know.
So was it a overhead, and then the owner yelled, or what happened?
So they had an overhead that I don't think he thought like the team was going to get back.
Oh, and he said, yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And like I actually saw a video of like they closed up on him, and like you could see him going.
Yeah.
And just like shut down for a quick second, be like, oh shoot, you know. But he screamed like right as Eric was going to dig out a ball.
But Eric didn't miss that ball. Wasn't there multiple balls that went over after, or no?
No.
Oh, really?
So it was a scream.
It
was a scream because there was one get that Elise had that was just pretty stupid. She probably shouldn't have dug that out, but she did.
Yeah. Okay.
And And I think when she dug that ball out, I think the owner thought that point was going to be over. And so he kind of screamed out of excitement as she got it back.
Yeah.
And then he, like, you could see him, like, just stop what he was doing. And as the ball was hit back hard at Eric this time, Eric probably missed it, like, 4 or 5 feet wide.
Wow. Okay.
And just immediately looks right at the ref and is like, is this guy serious? You know? And, like, I mean, it's immediate excitement, you know? Like, I probably wouldn't be able to hold myself back if I were that guy. But, I mean, it's an interesting take for sure, right? Like, I mean, you can see it from both sides and still be right? Like, as a player, I would be like, oh man, like that was kind of obnoxious, you know? But as the owner, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm just excited for my team. You know?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But they did end up calling it a hindrance on that. You know?
And, you know, I don't know. I could go either way for that one. But, so that's the MLP. That's my experience. I was blown away, and I think that it's really good for the sport. It was a lot of fun. It was hyped in there, and it was just super exciting. So if you are a MLP rally scoring kind of hater, I suggest you go to MLP, check it out, and see what you think. That's my suggestion. So anyways, let's get into Desert Ridge PPA. PPA Desert Ridge here in
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Arizona.
Is it Phoenix?
Yeah, at the JW Marriott.
Okay, so JW Marriott. Let's get into this, and we're gonna just talk about kind of, we're gonna talk about the lineups, what we got, men's doubles, women's mixed, and singles pro, and we'll talk about kind of what we kind of see and our picks, maybe. Yeah. Some sleeper teams, some teams that we just think that are solid and up and coming. But so what do you got there, Caden? You got a list here? Should I pull it up?
Yeah. So go to, you're already on it.
Yeah. So men's pro doubles here. And this is the thing about PPA. These tournaments are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So what I know is there's qualifiers now. So before, a couple years ago even, anyone could kind of join, pay their fee, and get into the main draw. But now there's so many teams, especially on the men's side. I think the women's side is growing, definitely not as fast, but especially men's singles, you'll see qualifiers. So what happens is you show up to a PPA.
Yep.
You got to wake up at 7.
Oh, no. You got to wake up at 5.
At 5.
To be there by 6.
By 6.
To warm up, to be ready to play at 7.
Okay. So that's just that's good preparation. But you start at 7, you play 2 or 3 matches, and you have to basically win out.
You have to win 2 or 3 matches depending on how big the bracket is.
To get in the main draw, which you're going to face a top player.
Correct.
And honestly, for tennis, things like that, this is usually the case. But I think, again, for pickleball, that's the tough thing because you're doing it on the same day.
Yep.
At least other sports, tennis, like they do it a few days before, the week before.
Right.
I think it may go in that direction. Maybe the challenger events are before the week before stuff. But right now, it's the same day. So you're playing 2 or 3 matches. You have to win them all just to get to the main draw. Then you face Ben Johns. Just an example. But okay, so for men's doubles, we got Ben and Colin together, Jay Delivier and DJ Young, Riley and Matt. Surprise. Callan, Tyler, Loong, and let's see. I'm not going to name all of them, but just some really good names here. We got the seniors, Dane and
the senior citizen
Althoff.
home.
No, the great guys.
I love Dane. I love Dane.
Yeah.
Althoff is super cool too.
They're super awesome. It's actually cool. It's cool to see them in the main draw.
Yep.
And JW and Dylan Frazier.
I like that team right there.
I think this is a Caden sleeper pick. Connor
Wes Burrows and Connor Garnett.
Yeah. So Connor Garnett, I'm gonna have him on the pod later today. So
look at that.
Stay tuned, or you'll probably watch it, whatever. But anyways, exploded in the pickleball scene recently, especially in singles.
And doubles.
He made it to the, I think, semis. He made it to the semis in the Masters.
Yep.
Last PPA.
Yep. Upset
Really,
J-Dub.
really good showing. Upset a lot of people, to be honest. And JW was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wesley Burrows, I know that he's a good player. So as we go down the list here, there's so many good play. The men's side is just so tough nowadays.
It's so deep. It's so freaking deep.
Thomas Wilson, Julian Arnold.
Good. Running back MLP.
Yeah. Federico. And Pablo Tellez, again, like you mentioned, really good team.
Yep.
So.
Wait, hold on.
Alex Newman, Mario.
Yeah.
Barrientos.
Go down a little bit more.
Cher Bear, Rob Cassidy.
Yeah.
So Christian Alshon and Spencer Smith.
Hold on. Pause.
And we got Craig Johnson, the Arizona.
Look out for this team.
Locals. So
look out for this team.
Yeah, so Caden, you're playing with Craig.
I am.
Craig is a solid player.
Dude, he is.
And a great guy.
Yes. I mean, all around, just a super good guy to play with.
Look at this.
Hang out with.
You're that high? You're rated that high? 4.5. Wow. Caden's
my rating has taken a huge drop, but my duper is still good, I promise. All right.
Yeah,
my UTPR is pretty ugly. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what?
These pickleball tournament ratings are so off.
They're pretty bad, but it's okay. I don't let that define me.
Yeah. So just quick picks here. Wow, this is just a huge list. But again, no surprise. I think the finals is going to be the Johns, Matt and Riley. Which way is it going to go? I'm just going to do my initial knee-jerk reaction. I'm going to go the Johns.
Smart.
I'm going to go to John's number as the gold, Matt and Riley for silver. And for bronze, I am going to go...
Gets a little tricky for bronze.
There's just so many good teams now. But you know what? I'm gonna go Pablo.
Pablo and Federico.
I'm just gonna go Pablo and Federico.
Okay. I'll give you my gold.
So give you
silver and bronze. You ready?
Go ahead, dude.
I'm gonna
give it to me.
I'm gonna take Riley and Matt.
Okay. I mean, come on, dude. It's 50-50. I mean, not 50-50 chance. It's close.
Yeah, it's close. Okay. I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but I'm gonna take Riley and Matt for specific reasons. Riley is playing in his hometown.
Ooh, hometown hero.
Yeah. Right.
You know what? I didn't think about that, but go ahead.
I know you didn't. That's why I thought of it. But he's gonna put his superhero cape on. He's gonna bring Matt to the promised land.
Ooh.
And he's going to say, get on my back. I got you.
Well, they've done it multiple times before.
Yeah, they've done it before, right? I mean, it's not impossible, right? And here's my thing. I love Riley. I think the dude's a stud, and I think that in his hometown, he's going to be comfortable. He's coming back from Australia, so maybe there might be a little bit of rust.
Ooh, I didn't. Yep, he is.
There might be a little bit of rust.
He is. But
that is not going to stop me from making this pick.
Okay, so you got John second, I assume?
I will take Ben and Collins.
Okay, who do you got for bronze here?
For bronze, I'm going to...
Oh, I forgot about JW and Dylan. You know what? They have... Gosh, they've just gotten so close. I think... See what happens, I think, when JW and Dylan, they lose against either Matt Wright and Riley or the Johns, and then they don't get to compete. But anyways, that would be a team I also pick for bronze, but I picked Federico and Pablo. So
I will let you change your pick if you like.
No, I'm sticking with that.
You're sticking with Pablo and Federico. Yeah, okay, well then honestly, I'm not kidding. It's between Julian and Thomas and JW and Dylan for me.
Okay. So
I just think Julian and Thomas are super gritty.
See, I forgot about this.
I think they're such gritty players.
I missed.
It looked a little too quick.
But you know what? Yeah. Good pick.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's go to the women's side of the world here. So women's.
God, why do they put them so low?
Women's pick here, women's pro doubles.
All right.
Ooh. Okay, we got Catherine and Lee Waters, Catherine Toronto, Lucy and Callie. Lindsay Newman, Michelle Escovedo. Interesting.
It looks like Anna Lee's probably going to be playing with a few different partners this year while Lee is out.
Well, see, the thing is, I thought Anna Lee was fully committed to Anna Bright all year, but
I thought that too, but obviously looking at this list now, we are wrong.
Well, she might not be in this one.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, we got Irina, Terashenko, Megan, The Zone. Oh, Anna Bright, Vivian David. That's what we talked about.
Yep.
That's right.
Sleeper team.
Sleeper right there.
That's a team I'm rooting for this weekend.
Okay, we got the Brasia sisters.
I love the Brashas. They're so nice.
Okay, so we're going to go. Let's do our picks here. Off the cuff. I mean, I'll just go to Anna Lee and Catherine. I know that's a cop-out, but...
Old Faithful.
But I'll go with them. Anna Lee, Catherine Toronto. And then for silver, this is so tough. But for silver, I'm going to go with, dude, I got it. Silver, I'm going Anna Bright, Vivian David, and for bronze, bro, I am going with.
Pick wisely,
dude. I'm gonna nail this too. I'm gonna nail this draft or this.
Let's see it.
I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna go Lucy and Callie.
Okay, that's
Bronze.
super valid. That's super valid. Yeah.
You go.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I am going to take Anna Bright and Vivian David taking the gold.
Hey, I would love to see that. By the way.
I kind of would too. I mean, I love Anna Lee, and Catherine is super duper nice. But Anna, I don't know if you know this about Anna, but she's a Hapa. Hapas are a Hapa is an Asian and white mixed child.
I've never heard of that term before. Okay.
I am a Hapa.
I am not a Hapa.
You are not a Hapa. But
speaking of nice, you said all these players are nice. Vivian David's the nicest woman on tour, by the way. So that's why I root
pickleball player on tour.
Yeah.
But I mean,
shout out to Vivian.
Yeah.
Vivian, you're great.
Anna's basically my sister because we're both Hapas.
Okay.
So she's my Hapa twin, and out of her being my Hapa twin, I'm going to take her to get gold.
Okay, gold. Who do you got
with
for silver?
Vivian David? For silver, I'm actually going to go Callie and Lucy for this one.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm going to take Callie and Lucy. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what they've been on recently, but
dude,
I think this is going to be the one where they're like, okay.
I think that's a bad
Let's
pick.
get our together. You know what I mean?
You got to put Anna Lee in the championship at least. So what? You're saying Anna Lee
is Anna Lee and Catherine are going to get bronze.
Okay.
Now, I mean, like
All
I said,
right.
no shade. I love every single player I just listed there. but
the people that bet against Anna Lee.
I know, and I feel bad about it too.
I'd put her at least in silver if there's going to be some upset. But
I think that's valid.
We'll see. Actually, the brackets.
I'm going with a hot take here. I think Callie and Lucy get silver.
Very hot take.
Catherine and Anna Lee get bronze if you know.
Hot take, but yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Women's pro singles.
Ooh.
I don't even think they don't even have a qualifier because
there's like
if
15 teams.
If you are a high level 505 plus women's tennis player out there, move over on to pickleball. Get yourself a very fun and enthusiastic career.
It wouldn't be a bad idea
because it's not that it's wide open, okay, but it kind of is wide open. Because I'm just saying, if you have that much racket experience, you could come in and you can get in the mix. Okay, so women's pro singles: Catherine Toronto, Anna Lee, Irina Terashenko, Lauren Stratman, Leah Jansen, Mary Brasia, Georgia Johnson. A lot of good names here.
Megan is playing singles?
Yes, she is. Lena, I don't know how to say her name.
Who?
Lena.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long one.
Yeah, I'm not going to attempt that.
Sorry, Lena. Okay, so my picks. Okay, I'm going to go for a big hot take of risk, okay? Annalie Waters.
No way. Are you serious? That's a great... Wow. Annalie Waters for gold, huh?
Yep. So Annalie for gold.
That's a hot take.
Silver and bronze, we're going to go... I'm just going to mix it up. I mean, not mix it up, but I would normally go Annalie, Catherine, and then, gosh, Leah. I'll go Annalie, Leah, Catherine.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The sleeper for me is Mary Brascia.
Yeah. That's where I was going to go with that. I honestly, I mean, if I had to go, okay, so who's getting gold? This one actually will surprise you. I'm going to say Annalie Waters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very surprising, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
For silver, I'm going to go Leah Jensen.
All right. Silver lining Leah.
Yep. For bronze, I was going to go Mary Brascia.
Okay. Hey, I would not disagree with you on that.
I think Mary Brascia has got a lot of good tricks up her sleeves.
Yeah. And then the men's pro singles, you know what? The singles is not posted here, but I'm just got to go with Ben. You know,
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure I signed up for this tournament and I didn't see my name in the qualifier.
So you're probably in the main.
So it's possible that I'm in the main
draw.
I could also just not be in the tournament, but
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Watch out. Caden's going to be playing a top 5 seed in the first round.
Yay.
So, okay. So I would say Ben and,
Don't forget, Tyson's out this weekend.
oh yeah.
Tyson is not playing this tournament due to the ankle injury that he got at MLP.
You know what? Haven't seen J-Dub. He's been, you know, I don't think he's medaled the past 1 or 2. I'm going to go, it's just tough. There's so many good players. Oh,
That's
there's
fair.
Federico.
Oh, Federico was in the final at the PPA Masters.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Ben Johns, Federico, and then I'm going to go Julian Arnold for bronze.
I actually like that list a lot.
Okay, hot take. Go
I
ahead.
like that list a lot. I'm going to go Ben Johns.
You better say Ben Johns.
No, I'm going to take myself for gold. No. I mean, hey, that'd be awesome. I'd love to play well this week, honestly. I probably will see Ben Johns in the first round or
in passing in the
actually no. I wouldn't be seeing Ben because he would be getting someone from the qualifier.
Yeah.
I will probably have a guy like who's a PPA side
Dylan.
player. No,
Dylan
not
Fraser.
even Dylan. I don't think I would. Well, it's possible.
Yeah.
I've played Dylan though, and I've played him well. But
Dylan's good.
yeah,
Dude, Dylan's gotten freaking better.
yeah.
Dylan's gotten better at
That guy,
singles, dude.
I can say this because I'm close enough with him. That guy's got the ugliest two-hand backhand I've ever seen, and yet it works. It works.
It's gotten
better. It's gotten better. You know?
Okay.
He looks like he's swinging for the fences out there and, you know, hits his target every now and then. But he does really good. Okay.
So you got Ben. And
I got
then
Ben.
Silver and bronze.
I got Ben. Dylan Frazier, too.
I like it.
Yeah.
Team Selkirk.
Yeah.
And who you got 3?
I'm going to take... I'll go Federico 3, I
we'll go
guess. I'll go
Federico.
Federico. Guy's
All
a
right.
stud.
So B Johns, we got who did you say? Dylan Fraser and Federico. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll recap that and see. Last thing that we could talk about is maybe the PPA and versus APP.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Now 2 different tours, if you don't know. They've been battling it out, you know, the past I don't know,
Couple of years.
past few years.
Yeah.
PPA is obviously, I hate to say premier, but
Yeah.
all the players have signed with PPA that are the best, with a select few. And APP, you know, I don't know. I kind of see it almost similar as the MLP and the Premier and Challenger.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of turned into that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest thing that I noticed is there were a lot of good pros still playing the APP who weren't fully committing to the PPA
Yeah, no, for sure.
until MLP and PPA merged.
Yeah.
Once they merged, everyone was like, well, shoot. Now we got to do something.
Yeah.
And I think the PPA also knew, hey, we got to do something.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? So I think the PPA is in a good position with power, with players, with money. I think they're in a little bit better of a spot in that arena. But I think the APP is also a super quality tour.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, if you asked me if I was an amateur pickleball player playing 4.0, I would much rather go play the APP than I would the PPA.
Well, there's been some controversies out there about not being the best experiences at PPA events.
Right.
So
Well,
I can't confirm.
I'm gonna be honest. They put the 5.0 events on tape lines. I've seen it. I've seen it. You know, I look over and I'm like, oh wait, those are my buddies who are playing in the 5.0 and they're on a taped line and a temp net with this much room.
I'll tell you what, I have not played on a temp net for a long time. The first one time I did, I think it was like a few months ago, and I was like, wow, we've gotten so spoiled.
Where was that?
I don't know. I think it was somewhere. I was just out of court. But again, it's just so crazy to see this game evolve and grow, because when I started,
It was all temp nets.
it was all temporary nets, all taped lines.
Yep.
Then we got painted lines, which was
Huge upgrade.
upgrade, Tesla. And yeah, I mean, and now, yeah, it's like if we see even, tape lines or temporary nets,
We're like, ew, what is that? I'm not playing there.
I wouldn't even go. So no, but definitely gotten spoiled, and it just shows you kind of how far along this game has come.
Yeah. The Bay Area still needs work, though. They still need more courts. All right, so anybody who's in the Bay Area, start spreading that, because we need way more courts in San Francisco.
Yeah, not. I don't think there's a lot of space out there, but
There's not. In fact, there's no space. But we need to create space for
Okay.
pickleball courts in San Francisco.
yeah, for sure. Now, anything else you got?
No, I mean, if you guys are ever in the Arizona area, feel free to reach out and come by Legacy Sports or Bell Bank Park. We do have 41 pickleball courts, and they all are perfect.
Okay, 41 courts, all real lines,
Real lines, real nets,
dedicated.
real fences
courts.
around every single court, so
Nice.
you will not have to deal with ball on or anything like that, because let's be real here. It's all happened to us where we have an easy overhead and a big point, and a ball rolls onto your court and the point gets stopped.
Not good. So it's much safer there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anything, any topics, anything else that you think about?
No, I honestly, I would love to talk about how bad the Niners were this last weekend, but I'm too heartbroken to even talk about that. So
All right, we'll keep it pickleball.
related.
We'll keep it pickleball related. Too bad for the Niners, but yeah, thanks for joining us on our official Briones Pickleball Podcast 001. And make sure to follow us and keep up to date. We will be coming out with a new episode hopefully every single week, at least till the summer, and we'll have to figure that out. But
I hope you have AC in here for the summer.
yeah, from the Chandler, Arizona studio, shout out to my sponsor Selkirk, and other sponsors that are coming soon. Just email us if that can be you. But yeah, again, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next episode.
Stay tuned.
Let's go.